Many thanks for joining us. Welcome to News at 2 on Ogun State Television. I am Olayemi Takuro. Remember, you can watch us live on Facebook at Ogun TV and Ogun State Television, on YouTube at OGTV Abeokuta, and on OGTV website www.ogtv.com.ng/live. For the latest news and reports, check us on these platforms: on X at Ogun TV, on Instagram at Ogun State Television, or you can download the OGTV app on Google and Apple Play Store. And now the news. President Bola Tinubu has transmitted the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Alteration State Police Bill 2026, to the House of Representatives, seeking constitutional approval for the establishment of state police services across the country. In a letter read on the floor of the House, Tinubu said the proposed legislation seeks to amend the 1999 Constitution to provide a legal framework for the creation of state police as part of efforts to strengthen Nigeria's security architecture. The president said the bill builds on previous legislative work by the House and introduces additional safeguards to ensure the effective operation of a dual policing system involving both the federal and state governments. According to Tinubu, the proposed framework is aimed at addressing Nigeria's evolving security challenges through a more responsive and efficient policing structure. Describing the bill as a key component of his administration's security reform agenda, the president urged lawmakers to expedite its consideration and passage. The latest move comes barely 2 weeks after the Senate passed a similar constitutional amendment bill seeking the establishment of state police across the Federation. If passed by the House of Representatives and subsequently endorsed by the required number of state houses of assembly, the bill would pave the way for the establishment of state police services as part of efforts to tackle growing insecurity across the country. The Chief Medical Director of the Lautech Teaching Hospital in Ogbomoso, Olawale Olakunleyin, has announced the discharge of 31 of the 39 rescued pupils abducted from schools in the Owerri local government area of Oyo State, saying they have been certified medically fit and reunited with their families. The CMD disclosed that the hospital admitted 39 rescued children following their release from captivity, but 8 will remain under medical observation and treatment as part of efforts to ensure their full recovery. Olakunleyin explained that the discharge of the 31 pupils marked another significant milestone in the rehabilitation of the rescued victims, noting the remaining children would continue to receive the best possible medical attention until they were certified fit to return home. The hospital assured parents and the public that the welfare of the all rescued children remains a top priority, adding that medical experts will continue to monitor their physical and psychological well-being as part of their post-rescue recovery process. The federal government's strategy of rehabilitating and reintegrating repentant insurgents is facing a defiant standoff. Following an emotional plenary debate, the Senate has officially urged the executive to discontinue the pardon and reintegration program for former Boko Haram fighters, citing rising insecurity and public outcry. This move, backed by a growing number of Nigerians, marks a pivotal shift towards a justice-centered security strategy. Taiwo Fabaju has the report.
For years, the soft power approach to the insurgency, which centered around Operation Safe Corridor, has been one of Nigeria's most contentious security policies. Established in 2016, the program aimed to de-radicalize and reintegrate low-risk surrendering fighters. However, the recent abduction and killing of a retired Major General Rabi Abubakar has become the catalyst for a legislative revolt. Senators led by Senator Abdul Aziz Yaradua have rejected the continuation of this rehabilitation effort. During a heated debate, lawmakers like Adam Oshiomhole argued that rehabilitating criminals who have orchestrated mass violence is not only an insult to victims, but a failed strategy that fails to serve as a deterrent. The public sentiment is loud and clear. Nigerians are tired of an amnesty model that believe has failed to secure the country. While supporters of the program, including military authorities, maintain that demobilization and reintegration principles are essential for ending protracted conflicts, citizens are calling for a rigorous audit. Some call for second chance, while many are asking how the government determines who is genuinely repentant.
They always look pitiful whenever they have been captured. You cannot know the one that will go back. Second chance and keep a watch on them.
Idea of second chance. How many armed robbers are you giving second chances? These terrorists are worse than armed robbers. An armed robber steals, possibly kills. These are interested in destroying the very fabrics of our society.
How do you even ascertain a genuine, repentant bandit? That when one is actually in a bad habit, it's very, very difficult for you to stop that person from such habits.
The consensus among many respondents is that the current approach lacks accountability. They argue that even for those who were forced into the insurgency against their will, rehabilitation should not be a free pass. They call this for a judicial process. Those guilty of atrocities must face the full weight of the law, including prison terms, regardless of their surrender status.
There should be a systematic approach to this.
We are not decisive enough in terms of punishment, in terms of punishing people to act as deterrent to others that are still thinking about committing such crime. For other categories, even if you want to repent, you will still go to jail.
The call for action has extended beyond the Senate floor, frustrated by the marginal level of deterrence. Some Nigerians are urging state governors to sign death warrant for convicted terrorists to reinstate a sense of justice. As the Senate leadership prepared to interface directly with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to discuss the deteriorating security landscape, the message remains unmistakable. The nation is demanding a security policy that prioritizes justice for the fallen and safety for the living. Taiwo Fabajo, OGTV News.
The National Orientation Agency, NOA, has called on all Nigerians to stand united against insurgency and other security threats confronting the nation, stressing that the country's diversity remains one of its greatest strengths and must never be allowed to be undermined by criminal elements seeking to sow fear, division or instability. The call follows the successful rescue of students and teachers who were abducted by suspected terrorists in schools within Orire local government area of Oyo State after a painstaking intelligence-led security operation. Director General of the agency, Malam Larry Saonilu, commended the gallantry, professionalism and unwavering commitment of the nation's security agencies, describing the operation as another demonstration of what can be achieved through coordinated action, effective intelligence gathering and the dedication of security personnel working together in the national interest. He particularly praised the month-long operation conducted in the dense forest of the Old Oyo National Park, where security operatives, through meticulous planning, intelligence sharing, and inter-agency collaboration, identified terrorist kingpins, disrupted their logistics network, neutralized their support structures, and secured the safe rescue of the victims without making concessions or paying ransom. According to the NOA Director General, the successful operation sends a clear message that criminal elements cannot outwit a determined nation acting in unity and purpose. Malam Isaonilu urged Nigerians to continue supporting the country's security agencies by remaining vigilant, reporting suspicious activities promptly and refusing to allow ethnic, religious or political differences undermine the collective resolve to defeat those who threaten Nigeria's peace and unity. The Director General also paid a glowing tribute to the brave men and women of the security services who made the ultimate sacrifice or sustained injuries during the operation, describing their courage, selflessness, and patriotism as a powerful reminder of the immense price many continue to pay to keep Nigeria safe. The chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Professor Joash Amukpiton, SAN, has appealed to the Revenue Mobilization Allocation and Fiscal Commission, RMAFC, for increased and consistent funding to the commission. Amukpiton, who made the appeal during a courtesy visit to the RMFC chairman, Dr. Mohammed Bello, in Abuja, said improved and consistent funding would strengthen the operations of the commission ahead of the 2027 general elections. He said INEC's constitutional mandate covers the conduct of elections for the offices of the President, Vice President, National Assembly, state governors, state houses of assembly, and the area councils of the Federal Capital Territory, as well as continuous voter registration and registration of political parties. Learners in Ogun State have been charged to cultivate the habit of having quality times for reading and to also read effectively before the commencement of any form of examination for them to have better performances and come out with good grades. Professor Babu gave this charge during the monitoring of the first day of the 2025-2026 Unified Promotion Examination to Ijebu-Ode, Remo, and Yewa axis of the state, saying the sure mechanism for students to record excellent performance is through reading and comprehending what was read. Professor Babu, accompanied by the Special Advisor to the Governor on Education, Dr. Lukman Kiadishi, the Permanent Secretary in the Education Ministry, Oluwatosin Oloko, and the Special Assistant to the Governor on Education, Daniel Udowu, disclosed that the government had put necessary machineries in place in all schools across the state to aid efficient teaching and learning for uppermost performance of learners. Commissioner Babu, who expressed his satisfaction for the comportment of the school heads, teachers and learners during the examinations, assured parents that government would continue to invest massively on developmental infrastructure to further promote quality standards of education to the children. He reiterated the commitment of Prince Dapo Abiodu's administration to work till the last day of its tenure towards continuous provision of dividends of democracy to learners and to ensure schools at all levels are put into proper perspectives.
Going to happen, massive intervention that is going to happen in our schools in terms of constructions and rehabilitation.
While embarking on facilities visits to the Government Technical College at Ajegunle, emphasized that the procurement and installation of world-class equipment in all the technical colleges in the state, as well as repositioning initiative of the government in technical and vocational education training TVET, have earned the state its #1 position in the TVET sector. Speaking, the principals of Our Lady of Apostles Secondary School Senior, Ijebu-Ode, Mrs. Kanye Kayode, and the Yewa Ebado College Senior, Mr. Masonwo Sunday, expressed their gratitude to Prince Dapo Abiodu for all the inputs in education sector, describing him as the education-loving governor of the state. Schools visited were Anglican Girls Grammar School, Ijebu-Ode, Our Lady of Apostles Secondary School, Public and Private, Ijebu-Ode, Isabi High School, Ilishon, Orile Gbore Grammar School, Ajura, Uluwasho High School, Imashai, Iyini Comprehensive High School, Boro, Yewa, Ebado College, Ilaro, and Government Technical College, Ajegunle. A stronger partnership between the National Youth Service Corps, NYSC, and core employers have been identified as key to improving the welfare, productivity, and overall workplace experience of corps members across the country. This from the focus of the 2026 NYSC Core Employers Workshop held in Abeokuta. Testimony Komolafe has the report.
The workshop themed fine-tuning stakeholders' collaboration to enhance core members' welfare and workplace experience, brought together core employers, government officials, and other stakeholders to explore ways of improving the welfare and workplace experience of corps members. The Ogun State coordinator of the NYSC, Olayinka Nasamu, described corps employers as key partners in the success of the scheme. She urges them to continue providing conducive work environment, mentorship, and adequate supervision for corps members.
Your commitment to mentoring, supervising, and providing conducive work environments for our corps members has significantly contributed to the success story recorded over the years.
A cultural performance by the NYSC Cultural Group entertained guests before the acting director of the NYSC Southwest Area Office 2 delivered the keynote address on behalf of the NYSC Director General, Brigadier General Olakunle Oluseye Murphy. He emphasized stronger collaboration to enhance corps members' welfare and productivity.
While the scheme is responsible for mobilizing, deploying, monitoring, and providing guidance to corps members, corps employers play an important role in creating a conducive environment for productive and eventful service.
The Commissioner for Youth and Sports Development, Ogun State, Wasiu Isiaka, commended the contributions of corps members to the state's development and officially declared the workshop open.
Corps members represent the future of our nation. They arrive at their places of primary assignment with knowledge, enthusiasm, creativity, and fresh perspective.
Participants examined 2 papers focusing on stakeholders' commitment to corps members' welfare and the responsibility of corps employers in creating supportive workplaces.
For a corps member, welfare is far more than a monthly stipend or an occasional medical checkup. It is the support system that either leads a young person into purposeful service or leaves them in quiet survival mode.
Employer acts as critical stakeholder in national development. Just with what we have said, they play a foundational role in shaping the careers and the future of the corps members.
The workshop ended with syndicate discussions and resolutions aimed at strengthening collaboration, improving workplace experience, and enhancing the overall service year for corps members. Testimony Komlafe, OGTV News.
Ballers and traditional heads of various committees and villages under Igbe have called for the intervention of the Ogun State government in protecting the traditional stew of Igbe. They made this call while addressing the media as the palace of the late Olu of Igbe on the ongoing issues surrounding installation of a new Olu of Igbe and the protection of the palace from alleged imposters. Matthew Showumi completes the report.
Installed as the Olu of Igbe on the 1st of September 2004, Oba Oluwole Makinde was elevated to the status of a first-class Oba in January 2018 with his palace located in Muwe. Oba Makinde, according to his people, gave his best in the preservation of Egba heritage by acting as a custodian of Egba and Yoruba heritage, promoting unity, peace, and traditional governance across his domain before joining its ancestors.
There is no record anywhere to suggest that the palace should be occupied by Olu of Mowe.
What the chiefs and ballads consider as a threat to the throne and usurpation of his palace necessitated this press conference addressed by the representatives of some of the villages and communities under the stool.
We believe that the stool of Olugbe is existing and is a first class and recognized Oba in Ogun State. Akabisi was upgraded to first class Oba, which was published in the dailies and everybody can see it. The government decision to upgrade the statue was conveyed to Obama Kinde in a letter reference number CH.10-63/volume 1/341, dated January 11, 2018, and signed by the Director, Chieftaincy Affairs for Permanent Secretary.
He called on the government to come to their aid in addressing issues to avert crisis.
We are just appealing to the government, to the department concerned with the government prestataries, to come to our aid, that this palace must not be closed down. We are expecting a new man to come and stay on the stool and bear Olu of Igbe. That is what we pray for.
They use the opportunity to thank the Ogun State government for what is being done to bring development to the community. Matthew Shonu, OGTV News.
Juju music legend evangelist Ebenezer Obey has eulogized former Ogun State Governor Chief Olusegun Oshoba on the occasion of his 87th birthday. In a statement signed by Obey, he described Chief Oshoba as a truly exceptional elder statesman whose life has been a shining testimony to excellence, integrity, visionary leadership, and unwavering dedication to the progress of Nigeria. He adds that from Oshoba's distinguished career in journalism to his impactful service in public office, the former Ogun State governor has consistently demonstrated that true leadership is built on courage, honesty, compassion, and service to humanity. Evangelist Obey further says Chief Oshoba's voice has remained one of wisdom, moderation, and patriotism, while his enduring legacies continue to inspire leaders, professionals, and young Nigerians to pursue excellence with dignity and purpose. Kongi the Iroko is still standing with his roots deep in the sands of time at age 92. While some simply call him, others know him as Professor Wole Soyinka and see him as one of the best things to happen to the literary world from this part of the world. Fowa Adesong reports.
At 92, according to his followers, the world is standing still to acknowledge a special one, a rare gem who refuses to bow to pressure in the face of tyranny.
Ganifa Wemi, Beko Ransom Kuti, and a great many others who fought relentlessly to ensure we have free, equitable, working Nigeria.
You know, when his mother died, was it his mother that died? And he was not prepared to spend so much money on that. And he said, look, I can't lose my mother and then lose my money. It's a way to show that people should be modest. Should I continue to acquire money for vanity?
Akinwande Oluwole Babatunde Soyinka, a Nigerian writer, playwright, essayist, and poet, according to Wikipedia, is blessed having written 3 novels, 10 collections of short stories, 7 poetry collections, 25 plays, and 5 memoirs. Soyinka has also written 2 translated works and many articles and short stories for newspapers and periodicals. Hence, he was awarded the 1986 Nobel Prize in Literature for his wide cultural perspective and poetic overtones, fashion the drama of existence. He is also said to be a liberation fighter who believes slavery of all sorts is demonic and corruption is evil.
Today, the new slavers simply wait for you and me to send our children to school, especially boarding schools, easy prey, they descend on them and cut them away, sequester them in the fastness of forests, and then call on us to come and ransom them. This happens almost on a daily basis.
Patai Adiyeloja and Dada Olanipekun are close associates of Professor Wole Soyinka. They say Nigeria is blessed to own Professor Soyinka. Professor Wole Soyinka's father was from Ishara Remo. His mother was from Igbe area of Abeokuta, but he grew up in Ake, where his father was for years a headmaster.
Do we talk about his corruption fighting, or do we talk about his religion fighting? Do we talk about politics issue, or do we talk about his international connection? If somebody started 64 years ago to write, and he has written more than 52 books, when it comes to literature, it shows him as a genius.
His mother is from Igbe, from Kuti family. His father lived all his life and was buried in Abeokuta. He was born and bred and raised in Abeokuta. He even had a book about himself. He is our man, no doubt, and has proved to be a worthy son of Egbaland. He's a product of a worthy stock.
Respondents agree that if Nigerians continue to swim in corruption and modern slavery, kidnapping and insurgency and infrastructure decay, it means Kongi came pretty early before his time. They also wish him many happy returns of the day. Adefowora Adesanwo, OGTV News.
And just before we end the news, in the famous words of Aristotle, it says, "We are what we repeatedly do." Excellence, then, is not an act, but